They want to put this in your hand. The economy cannot be saved, and paper currency is nearing its end. Now, you have to wonder why news outlets sometimes ignore really big and important news stories. Like, this has to be on purpose, right? Stories that I think that every American should know about, especially when it can directly affect the dollars that you and I carry in our wallets right now. So let me ask you, would that be something that you'd be interested in knowing more about? And if so, how would you feel if you were told of the discreet release of a new digital currency infrastructure? Well, to be honest, it's kind of hard to stand up to something that those in power push on us. And it's even harder to stand up to something that we don't even know is happening right under our noses. You know what else is happening right under our noses that we can't control? Our economy heading into a collapse that will be talked about in history classes around the world as it stands to affect each and every one of us, from real estate to the housing market, car repossessions, credit card delinquencies, and so much more. All signs are pointing straight down. Are you ready to become a statistic, or will you be one of the few who will go against the grain? Now, before I continue, do me a huge favor, drop a like for the video and share this video with a friend. I appreciate all the support, you guys. Definitely helps the channel out a lot. And if you're new here and you're in need of your daily dose of the truth when it comes to the economy, social security, global happenings, the stock market, the housing market, and everything that's really going on, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And for the best way to invest in gold or silver, hit the links in the description down below. Do you know who DCMA is? Now, if you said no, that makes two of us, because I really wasn't aware of this group before this press release. And it's titled, quote, "The Digital Currency Monetary Authority, DCMA, launches an international central bank digital currency, CBDC," end quote. Now, from the title itself, an international central bank digital currency, just imagine that for a second, right? Does that make you feel secured? Does that build more confidence in you when it comes to digital currency with our money that is controlled by someone other than us? And when you call yourselves an authority, it just kind of feels and sounds like you're above everyone else, doesn't it? If they were much more open about it, I would have listened a bit more. But they released it in such a very shady manner that, I have a lot of suspicions now. So anyway, the article says that during the spring meeting 2023 at the IMF, or the International Monetary Fund, the DCMA, quote, announced their official launch of an international central bank digital currency, CBDC, that strengthens the monetary sovereignty of participating central banks and complies with the recent crypto assets policy recommendations proposed by the IMF, end quote. So wait, they launched this thing already, it seems. Were you guys made aware of this? Did you see this on mainstream media? Or just like me and a lot of us, is this the first time that you're actually hearing about this? Now, like I said, we can't push back on something that we don't even know is happening. And it continues to say that, quote, Universal Monetary Unit, or UMU, end quote, which is also known as a unicoin, by the way, quote, symbolizes an ANSI character U, is legally a money commodity, can transact in any legal tender, settlement currency, and functions like a CBDC to enforce banking regulations and to protect the financial integrity of the international banking system, end quote. So Michael Snyder, he wrote a great piece on this, and he says that, quote, it sounds like a secretive cabal of international banks and national governments is conspiring to push this new currency down our throats, end quote. Yep, that sounds about accurate. Now, what makes this entire thing that much crazier is that we're not even sure what these currencies will look like. But Professor Richard Werner, who had adamantly pushed back against CBDCs, has said that he has an idea of what it might look like.
The nature of this CBDC, what is it actually going to look like? They never talk about that. Right. But I heard one European central banker tell me what it's going to look like. He saw it. He was invited to one of the old central banks in Europe that are very much promoting this. And they showed him. And, he's a top, executive director of another central bank in Europe. And there's no reason to believe that he was telling me a story. And he was around this large and would be implanted under your skin.
What the heck? You mean to tell me that they plan on putting these things under our skin? Now, if you're thinking, nah, that would never happen, check this out.
Listen to this. Instead of carrying your wallet in your back pocket or your purse, a tech company wants you to keep it under your skin.
All right, so let's explain here. Walletmore is selling microchips implanted in your hand as an alternate payment. Could this be the future? Maybe. Once you set up your card info in the company's app, look at this. It says payments could be as easy as swiping your hand over a card reader. Right now, chips are not sold in the U.S. Crazy.
Crazy, right? So Warner says that the only way to show solidarity against a CBDC is by using something that they hate, and that's physical cash. Do you guys think that this is something that we should definitely push back on? Now, I don't know about you, but I would find it terrifying to have a chip under my arm that can probably be used for many other things rather than just having a centralized digital currency. It's not like they're going to be telling us what comes from these chips. I mean, heck, they didn't even tell us that this central bank digital currency through the international monetary systems was being formed. So why would they ever tell you what they're really doing or what they're really capable of doing with these chips under your skin? So here's something else that we're not being told. We're not being informed properly of the true state of our economy. The narrative is that everything's going well and that the Fed is making things work. But if we check the data, things are looking absolutely horrendous. I mean, just look at this. It says that the mortgage demand from home buyers has dropped by 10% as interest rates continues to go up. Ouch. It also cites that buyer demand was 36% lower than the same week 1 year ago when the 30-year fixed rate mortgage was averaging at 5.20%. Joel Kahn, MBA's deputy chief economist, said, quote, affordability challenges persist and that there is limited for sale inventory in many markets across the country, so buyers remain selective on when they act. The 10% drop in FHA purchase applications and the increase in the average purchase loan size to its highest level in a month are other indications that first-time home buyers have pulled back, end quote. So let me ask you guys, do you feel as though now is a good time to buy a house? Is it time to wait a bit? Maybe wait a few months, a year, see if some deals open up? We are, however, seeing some deals right now. Just this March, the median U.S. home price dropped to an average of $400,528. This, according to Redfin. And it's obvious because we're seeing more pullback as we just can't afford these prices at these rates. We're also having trouble affording many other things, and for a lot of Americans, car payments are at the top of the list. Monthly car payments are now going up as high as $800 a month, with some paying $1,000 per month for their car. This has now caused car repossessions to shoot up as consumers are hit so hard with these rates that losing a job or having any kind of an emergency expense can really put their lives into a complete spiral. But still, we're seeing talks of a digital currency. What good would a digital currency do for us if we don't even have proper cash flow? These are all signs of worse things to come, but it's not all lost if you and I can push back. The question is, will they listen to us and our action? Our actions have to be wise these days, and if you ask me, every move that we make has to help us financially to some extent. Getting back to financial freedom means taking care of debt, improving cash flow, and learning how to budget our expenses. These are things that I've talked about a lot, although I am willing to talk to you guys more on this if you are interested. Feel free to drop me a comment down below if you're interested in learning more about investments in the stock market, real estate, and developing multiple streams of income through side hustles or small businesses. Or maybe you just want a good game plan on getting back to a better financial status. Feel free to hit me up in the comments down below. I'll admit, it's not going to be easy, but it'll definitely be worth it. Now, before I go, don't forget to drop a huge thumbs up for the video. Also, share this video with a friend. Appreciate you guys watching. Please be kind to one another, and I'll see you on the next one.